Greetings, family. It's Law Reiki. We all know by now that Drake's lawsuit against UMG has been dismissed. We know that he and his team have already stated that they're going to appeal. But what did the judge actually say? What happened here? Let's turn now to the actual decision of Judge Jeanette A. Vargas and find out what she thought, what she had to say about all this. All the hoopla, what is it about? Aubrey Drake Graham versus UMG Recordings, Inc. Jeanette A. Vargas, a United States District Judge, states that this case arises from perhaps the most infamous rap battle in the genre's history, the vitriolic war of words that erupted between superstar recording artists Aubrey Drake Graham, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, Lamar, or Kendrick Lamar, in the spring of 2024. Over the course of 16 days, the two artists released 8 so-called diss tracks with increasingly heated rhetoric, loaded accusations, and violent imagery. The penultimate song of this feud, Not Like Us, by Kendrick Lamar, dealt the metaphorical ending blow. And when I say ending, it begins with a K. The song contains lyrics explicitly accusing Drake of being a PDF, set to a catchy beat and propulsive bass line. Not Like Us went on to become a cultural sensation, achieving immense commercial success and critical acclaim. We see that Judge Vargas has already set the scene, laying out who these parties are, what happened, and everything included. It started in one area and rose to a crescendo. Ultimately, that was Not Like Us. And Judge Vargas here has deemed Kendrick Lamar the winner of that battle. So I guess it's dead. That conversation is over. Both Drake and Kendrick Lamar have recording contracts with defendant UMG Recordings, Inc., or UMG. Drake is signed under, I believe, Republic Records, a subsidiary of UMG, and he is signed to a recording contract where you have to fulfill a certain amount of albums, and they give you a certain amount of upfront money. I believe Kendrick Lamar has some type of split deal where his music is distributed by UMG, but under PG Lang, his own label, he creates his own music. He pays for his own music, and they just distribute it. The judge goes on to say that Drake alleges that UMG intentionally published and promoted Not Like Us, while knowing that the song's insinuations that he has sexual relations with minors were false and defamatory. Drake has brought this action against UMG for defamation, harassment in the second degree, and violation of Section 349 of New York General Business Law. Before the court is defendant's motion to dismiss pursuant to Rule 12b-6, Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 12b-6. Because the court concludes that the alleged defamatory statements in Not Like Us are non-actionable opinion, the motion to dismiss is granted. So Judge Vargas, she laid it out. She said that this is just someone's opinion based on, whatever information this person had, what was out there. Nothing you can do about it. But let's find out a little bit more. Drake is a prominent recording artist and songwriter among other public-facing endeavors. Drake has had a successful career under defendant UMG for at least 20 years. UMG uses brands and imprints or labels to provide its music artists with the means to create, promote, and distribute their music commercially. Defendant, through UMG, holds exclusive publishing and distribution rights to Drake's music, as well as that of artist Kendrick Lamar. On April 19, 2024, Drake released a diss track directed at Kendrick Lamar called Push-Ups. Drake mocks Lamar's height and shoe size. How the F you big steppin' with a size 7 men's on? Pipsqueak pipe down. A few days later, Drake released Tailor Made Freestyle, in which he used artificial intelligence likened to the voice of deceased rapper Tupac and that of rapper Snoop Dogg to goad Lamar. They share their disappointment that Lamar hasn't yet responded to push-ups. Kendrick, we need ya, the West Coast savior. You gotta show this FNL who's boss in the West. Drake goes on to taunt Kendrick Lamar about struggling in a New York apartment, trying to come up with lyrics, trying to come up with double and triple entendres. Lamar then fired back at Drake in Euphoria on April 30th of 2024. I make music that electrify him. You make music that pacify him. On May 3rd, 2024, the feud between Drake and Lamar escalated as they lobbed increasingly vicious personal accusations at each other over the course of the day. First, Lamar released 616 in LA, in which he calls Drake a terrible person. Drake's next response arrived later that day in Family Matters. Drake jabs at Lamar's relationship with his partner, Whitney. You, the Black Messiah, wifing up a mixed queen and hitting vanilla cream to keep up with your self-esteem, and implies Lamar physically abused her. Almost immediately after the release of Family Matters, within a few minutes, Lamar unleashed a scathing Meet the Grams, in which he accuses Drake of being a deadbeat father, hiding the existence of other children. The next day, on May 4, 2024, Lamar released Not Like Us. In this, he explicitly names Drake and his associates as PDFs. On May 5th, Drake responded with The Heart Part 6, directly denying Lamar's allegations of PDF. I never been no underage, but now I understand why this angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm way too respected. If I was with young girls, I promise you I would have been arrested. Okay. Scary. So Not Like Us, according to Judge Vargas, was a huge commercial success. It gained immense popularity on streaming and social media platforms. It has been streamed globally more than 1.4 billion times on Spotify alone as of April 2025. On November 8, 2024, it was nominated for several Grammy Awards, and in February 2025, it won Record of the Year, among others, 5 plus 5 Grammy Awards. The performance is alleged to be the most watched Super Bowl halftime of all time, with over 133.5 million views. Judge Vargas laid it all out, the complete timeline of what happened, some of the scathing language. I couldn't even say all of it. She talked about this a bit about the standards before that. We didn't get into that, but it was all based on would a reasonable person determine, is this fact or not? Am I going to diss tracks? Specifically, am I going to my rap songs, but am I going to diss tracks looking for news and facts about public individuals, in which there's a heightened standard to find that there's defamatory language used against them, because people are going to have opinions about public figures. Here's the holding. This is everything here. Judge Vargas said, the court holds, based upon a full consideration of the context in which Not Like Us was published, that a reasonable listener could not have concluded that Not Like Us was conveying objective facts about Drake. The views expressed by these internet social media users and YouTube, Instagram commentators quoted in the complaint do not alter the court's analysis. In a world in which billions of people are active online, support for almost any proposition, no matter how far-fetched or fantastical, unreasonable, can be found with little effort in any number of comment sections, chat rooms, and servers. That some readers may infer defamatory meaning from a statement does not necessarily render the inference reasonable under the circumstances. The artist's 7-track rap battle was a war of words, and I might say 8 if we include Like That. It was the subject of substantial media scrutiny and online discourse. Although the accusation that plaintiff is a PDF is certainly a serious one, the broader context of a heated rap battle with incendiary language and offensive accusations hurled by both participants would not incline the reasonable listener to believe that Not Like Us imparts verifiable facts of our plaintiff. It's just somebody's opinion, and they really hurt. Might hurt your brand, might hurt you to your core, might hurt your relationships, might hurt your businesses. But it was his opinion, ultimately. I don't know what is next for Judge Vargas, but I believe today she could become a star, an entertainment lawyer, a commenter. She could have her own show. She could be a powerful voice in the media if she chose, similar to Nancy Grace, based on what she's showing, her legal acumen and skill, and the voice that she's conveying. Like, you've got to feel what's written here. Amazing, amazing work here, from one lawyer to another, if I might say. What do you think, family? This is unbelievable. Strange times we're living in. Expect to see more court cases involving known figures with really, really foundational, revolutionary decisions upcoming. It's a wild, wild world moving forward. You got to get to work, family. The work is the only thing that matters. Work, 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 like Rihanna. Be a good human. Be kind. Uplift others. It's the only way. Peace, family.